If you want to learn how to sew your own clothes before the end of 2026, this video did not meet you by mistake.
Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire.
Hi my loves, welcome to the channel today. My name is Joy, and on this channel I make sewing easy to learn and impossible to forget. So if you're a total beginner or you're someone on a journey to self-learning, this is definitely where you belong. Thank you so much for being here. I want to learn how to sew. I'm confused. I don't know where to start. How do I start? These are some of the questions beginners ask. First thing you need to get are your basic sewing tools and materials. And the best part is you do not need to spend a lot of money to get these things. There are basic things that you can actually start with. We'll be showing you some of the basic things you need as a beginner. So the first thing you need is your sewing machine, a very important tool in your journey, right? So we have the manual sewing machine. I'm going to put the pictures up on the screen so we can see it. We have the manual sewing machine, we have the tabletop sewing machine, industrial sewing machine. So whichever one you can afford, you can just start it. I usually advise beginners to start with a manual machine or a tabletop machine. A manual machine, you can use it without lights. So if you are in an area where you usually have lights, if you want to go for the industrial machine, that is also beautiful. The tabletop machine doesn't work without electricity. So if you have electricity or you have a good generator that can power your machine, that is also a beautiful start. The next tool is your pattern paper. This is the brown pattern paper. There is a white pattern paper, although I do not have it as at the time I was recording this video. You get to draft and make mistakes on your paper before you transfer them onto the fabric, because really you're just starting out. How many fabrics do you want to make mistakes on before you finally get it right? I mentioned that you need your pattern papers before. You need your marker or a pencil. So this was the only marker I could find, but you need a marker, you need your pencils for drafting on your pattern. So when you're drafting on your pattern, you're either going to be using your pencil or a marker to draft on your pattern paper. Next thing is your pattern master. So we have different pattern masters. This is the curved ruler. We also have this pattern master here. If you can get this one and this one, it's a perfect start. So with this you can curve out your armhole and it can serve as a straight ruler. With this you get to measure out curves. So if you can just get these two for now, it's beautiful. If you also want to get multiple pattern masters, that is also great. This is a very important tool in tailoring. In subsequent videos, I am going to be teaching you how to read your tape in a way that you would easily understand. So get your measuring tape. You will need your pin to balance your fabric, especially if you are just starting out. This is for the pin holder, so your pin doesn't get missing every time. This tool right here is called a thread cutter. A thread cutter. So when you are on a sewing project, you get to cut out the threads to give it proper finishing. Your scissors, a very, very important tool, is also your scissors. Something like thread, I would advise that you buy it in bulk. It's usually cheaper when you buy it in bulk. You don't buy in pieces. So you can get a dozen, you can get 2 dozen in different colors. The tailor's chalk. So if you can't get the full pack, you can get in pieces. It comes in different colors. This is what it looks like. Another thing you need is your seam ripper. I'm going to put it up here so we can see what it looks like. So your seam ripper or a blade. You need your seam rippers because when you make mistakes, you can easily lose with your seam ripper. Next thing you need are your fabrics. I'm going to be showing you example of fabrics to work with. You can start with your Ankara fabric. It's a non-stretch fabric, an African print fabric. It's a non-stretch fabric, and there are affordable ones that you can start with. So instead of going for the expensive fabrics that would cost you a lot of money, you can just start with your African print. You can also work with crepe. Ensure that any fabric you are working with as a beginner is not a stretchy fabric, because you need to steady your hands on the machine, know how to sew on straight lines, on curved lines, before you can even progress to handling difficult fabrics like stretchy fabrics. So you need non-stretch fabrics for any sewing project you are starting with. I really hope that you understand all I have explained so far. If you have been following, please hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I put out my next content, and drop a comment in the comment section so I will know that you gain value from this video.